Hi. Hi. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Super Gaming Minute, the channel dedicated to all things Nintendo and gaming. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. As you can tell, some things have changed. I'm trying to incorporate more in front of the camera stuff as opposed to just the voiceover thing. I feel like it's more intimate and it gets me in front of you guys and you can actually see a face. So I hope you like the new platform. I hope this works out. Let me know either way. I'll probably have a poll up there somewhere too that asks you guys what you think about it. So yeah, hi. So you probably read the title of this video and had some mixed feelings about it. Now, it's not my intention to make clickbaity titles and lead you guys astray or anything like that. I like to put in the title basically what works while still giving away what the video is actually about. If it seemed a little clickbaity, I do apologize. Don't kill me. Sometimes you just have to do what's right for the algorithm. Not a lot of people are searching up Nintendo DS on Nintendo Switch Online, so I thought this might bring them in and bring some views into my channel and onto the video. But all that aside, I truly did think about what it would be like if Nintendo did bring the Nintendo DS over to Nintendo Switch Online and maybe adding it to their expansion pack. As we all know, the expansion pack is kind of lacking. We're not getting as much bang for our buck as we kind of hoped. It's a little bit high on the price point for what we seem to be getting. Now, I truly think Nintendo bringing the Nintendo DS would make a lot of sense, and there's a couple of different reasons for that I'm going to get into. But before we get into everything, if you guys like all things Nintendo and gaming, do not forget to subscribe to Super Gaming Minute. We're nearing 1,000 subscribers. We're just over 700 now. 1,000 subscribers would be the first big milestone for any YouTuber, really. It opens up a lot more possibilities with the channel. It helps the channel grow, gets the video out to more people. It also helps monetize the channel, which in turn would give me more time to spend in front of the camera, get more videos out to you guys. It can even help buy things like new lights, new backgrounds, green screens, that kind of stuff. I've got some new things that I'm working on right now, a new review of a pretty exciting console, although it might be a little expensive, which we're going to get into. Like the video if you guys are excited about Nintendo possibly bringing more to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, and share this video with a friend who also would be interested in this topic. Alright guys, and with that said, let's get right into the video. Alright, so since the release of Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, since the release of the pricing of said expansion pack, people have not been shy with showing just how much they are against the idea of Nintendo and how they seem to be gouging their fans with this service. By the way, I made a video a little while back about this and how I think the prices are more reasonable than you may think. Do not kill me for saying that, please. Click the card in the top right corner to check that video out. Nintendo needs to be on damage control or risk losing their online customers at renewal next year. And I say next year because Nintendo decided to not allow us the pleasure of paying for the service on a monthly basis, which I think is extremely stupid. But anyways, with only 2 new systems to play and 1 lonely expansion pass for Animal Crossing that I assume no one is buying this expansion pack for, since the Animal Crossing DLC can literally be bought for less than the yearly cost of this service and then it's theirs to keep. But I digress. No, Nintendo really needs to add more systems to this expansion pass. Now, there are rumors going around again of Nintendo adding Game Boy and Game Boy Advance to the system, which I personally think would be fantastic. I love these old games and they still bring some value to the table. I use the word some. To older gamers like myself with their rose-tinted glasses anyway, what Nintendo should do is add Nintendo DS games to the service. And I believe they should do that for multiple reasons. The first reason, the games you find on the Nintendo DS are way bigger and more complete adventures than most anything you can find on the Game Boy with its limited capacity. I mean, sure, later on in its lifetime, Nintendo was able to do some pretty cool things in order to extend the Game Boy's life. I mean, they did find a way to put Donkey Kong Country on the platform, and it looks surprisingly similar to the SNES version of the game. It blew my little mind back in the day. But are younger gamers going to want to play these old games? I was looking at some statistics from 2019 about the Nintendo Switch fan base, and it turns out that over 30% of Switch owners are under the age of 24 years old, and 18% of Switch owners are between the ages of 25 and 29. That's just about 50% of Switch owners that assumably wouldn't be interested in these older games. I say assumably, I know some would. Game Boy Advance, maybe? Now this is the newest information I could find on the subject, and as mentioned, it's from 2019, so if you were able to find something a little newer, please bring it to my attention. Comment what you find in the comment section down below. My second reason, these games are getting increasingly harder to find and play. For example, I would love to get my hands on another copy of Pokemon Heart Gold. Unfortunately, I left my copy of that game at my ex-girlfriend's house, and we both know I'm not getting that back anytime soon. I mean, it's been like 11 years. She probably forgot who I was by now. Either that, or she's holding on to it, waiting for me to return in order to exact revenge on me. Knowing her, probably the latter. I mean, have you seen the prices for these games? It's insanity. What other option do I have in order to play them, you ask? Well, I could always buy a reproduction of the game, but I'd never be able to look myself in the mirror again. Or I could always illegally download the game, but, you know, illegal. And with Nintendo cracking down on piracy more and more each day, even if I wanted to pirate these games, it's getting increasingly harder and riskier to do so. The last point I want to make would be on all the extra functionality that the DS brought to the table. So to go back on my second point, even if I wanted to pirate these games, it would make the games almost impossible to function properly. For example, I don't know how well the touch functionality and the dual screen can be utilized if pirated onto my laptop or tablet. Most games on the Nintendo DS utilize touchscreen functionality in some way or another. Even if it's utilized in the smallest amount, it can still make playing these games on my laptop almost impossible. I mean, another example would be playing The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. I don't care what anybody says, I love that game. Repetitive at some points, yes, but all in all, a great title. Now this game is primarily played with the stylus. Please tell me how I would play this game on my desktop. There's even a microphone functionality that would make this game impossible to progress without being able to utilize it. And no, plugging in your USB mic probably wouldn't work since the microphone was used to blow out candles, etc. It was a lot of fun and a great way to utilize the system. There's no way I can download this game, play it on an emulator on my laptop, but Nintendo can definitely play around with this game and get it working properly on the Switch. I have faith in that. A little bit of work would go into it, yes, but would be no problem for them to do so, I'm sure. Now, as mentioned, Nintendo is 100% against pirating their old hardware and software. That much we've known for quite some time now. Nintendo is not afraid to go after websites that are using their intellectual property illegally. Wouldn't it make sense to make some of their best classic titles compatible and easily accessible on their newest hardware? I see people all the time upset with Nintendo porting older games or remaking older titles instead of making new ones. But in a perfect world, wouldn't it make sense to have a healthy mix of new and old? Who else is sick of the overpriced gouging of classic titles on eBay? Who else is tired of going through boxes and storage looking for the cords to plug in your old N64 into that CRT TV that hasn't been used in decades in order to play these titles? Why should we go out of our way to purchase overpriced original hardware and software to relive our childhood when these games should be preserved and easily accessible on new hardware? Not only that, but to go back to my first point, we are in dire need of Nintendo to expand their expansion pack. We demand more from Nintendo. Fans have spoken. In order for Nintendo to continue charging an arm and a leg for their expansion pack, we need more content. And I, for one, am in favor of the Nintendo DS making its way onto Nintendo Switch Online. And if you're with me, give this video a like. Alright guys, and that is it. Now, that was supposed to be a discussion of a possibility of Nintendo DS coming to Nintendo Switch Online, and it kind of turned more into a rant than anything, so I apologize for that, and we're going to end it right there. Guys, thank you so much for the support. As I mentioned, we were so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. If you could take the time out of your day and subscribe to Super Gaming Minute, it would mean the world to me. That is, of course, you didn't like the video, and in that case, don't subscribe. But maybe you can find another video that you like, and maybe just this one wasn't your cup of tea. Take a look at some of the other videos on the channel and see, maybe you might like it. Don't forget to like the video, guys, if you were interested in this topic. Share it with a friend who might also be interested in, well, basically anything Nintendo. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys, and as always, keep on gaming.